Hello and welcome to this free mandolin lesson aimed at advanced players, and over the course of the next 10 minutes or so we're going to learn the Bill Monroe tune called Old Dangerfield, and that sounds a little bit like this. Everything we talk about in this lesson, including all the tab and music for that tune, is included in a free PDF which is linked in the description below, so you don't have to do any of this by ear. Just a quick 30 seconds on the theory behind this tune, because it's really interesting. It sums up bluegrass, and specifically Bill Monroe style bluegrass, really well. So this is could be in two keys. So guitarists play this major. The chords are A major, D major, and E. But if you look at the melody and the key, it's actually in like an A natural minor or kind of like an A pentatonic. And the reason that happens is if you sort of base a melody off the minor pentatonic but play a major chord over it, it sounds bluesy. So the A minor pentatonic is that, and if you play major over it, you instantly get a really bluesy sound without sort of being overly bluesy. You don't have to do all the sort of flat third to major third. You know, you can just just those notes itself sound bluesy, and also it's slightly ambiguous as well. Is it major? Is it minor? Sometimes the guitarist will play like a 5 chord instead of a major chord, so even more ambiguity to what key this is in. So our A part is the same phrase twice and then repeated, so it's the same phrase 4 times, and that phrase is this. Just do that again. So this will be after 3, and can you hear I'm doing a little 5 to 7 slide, and then it's all in first position. Little pull off. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3. Do that one more time. 1, 2, 3. And this lesson is aimed at advanced players, so I'm going to fly through the fundamentals of the tune because I'm assuming you're going to pick it up fairly quickly, and we'll have a full jam at the end, and I want to get to the end because I have a challenge for you as well. Moving on to our B part becomes a little bit more arpeggiated. So we have like an A minor arpeggio, A minor 7 arpeggio, to a D major 7, back to the A minor 7, and then a little E, little slide, 4 to 6. So if I just play that first phrase, it's a little slower and you can play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the D. A minor 7 again, to E. So that's our first phrase. So a little A minor 7 arpeggio, D major 7 arpeggio, A minor 7 arpeggio, to an E. And then the second half just starts with the same arpeggio, and then so a really bluesy A minor pentatonic. Sort of having to do no work theory-wise, because the key that Bill Monroe has chosen is doing all the heavy lifting in terms of making it sound bluesy. So I just play that second half of the B part again from the A, 3, 4. And just because this is a little harder than the A part, let's play all the B part together just so you've had a go at once through the B part. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again. Here's the big blues phrase. Even if you don't play that phrase exactly as written, any combination of the A minor pentatonic will work. The C part is where this tune really gets interesting. It's very different to a lot of other fiddle tunes you'll come across. First of all, the fact there's a C part to it. And melodically it becomes quite simple, but right-hand wise it becomes quite tricky because it becomes constant eighth notes or constant quavers. So, for example, the first phrase sounds like this. So yeah, right hand is just constantly moving. So it goes without saying this has to be alternate pick strokes. You can't get away with double downs or double ups. It's just going to throw you completely off. So, again, you're an advanced player, so I'm just going to dive in. I'm going to play it slowly. Make sure you know the tab's in front of you so you can see it. When I'm playing big sequences of eighth notes like this, I get my foot tapping on beats 1 and 3, so I know where I am in the measure. So my foot's tapping on the first of each group of 4. That's how I keep a record of where I am, because then there's 2 foot taps per measure. I find if I'm tapping on every beat, I get a bit lost where I am. So that's how I'm keeping note of where I am in the measure, if anyone struggles with this. So let's try the C part together at this speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second measure to the E. To the second line. Back to an A. To a G. D. A. Last line. And then it's repeated. So let's give that one more go before I set you a challenge. So again, if you're struggling to keep up with where we are, because it's confusing to read this many eighth notes in a row, try and tap your foot on 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. A. To E. To D. Back to A. G. D. A. Last line. E. It's a cool phrase. It's really interesting use of the mandolin. It's like tremolo, but not tremolo. Very cleverly written by Bill Monroe. So my challenge to you advanced players is to write your own double stop version of that, because that's how a lot of mandolin players would play it. They'd play it. They'd sort of double stop everything, or as much as possible. I've given you an example in the PDF. I highly encourage you to hit pause and try to write your own double stop. So remember, it's notes of the arpeggio. So, for example, that first one is an A chord, and the melody is an A. So you can either add a C sharp or an E to it, or you could change the position of it and add, move the melody down to here and put the double stop above it. So if you did that with every single bar, you'd end up with sort of something like how I'm going to play it. Sounds like that. You keep odd bits of melody in there. Yeah, like I said, just hit pause on this video, try and write your own, and now it's time for a jam through the full tune. So that metronome is set to 80 beats per minute, and that's clicking on 1 and 3. That's how I like my metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're about this speed. So it's relatively quick, but this is aimed at advanced players. Don't forget your double stop arrangement in the C part. And I'm going to overdub this guitar so you can hear a bluegrass guitar accompaniment whilst we're playing this. So here we go. After this beat, at 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3 counting. Best of luck. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So albeit a bit of a difficult tune, a really cool mandolin tune, one that all mandolin players should know if they're heading to any kind of bluegrass session, because that C part especially is our chance to shine and show off what the mandolin can do with all those double stops. It's really, really cool arrangement. So I hope you've been able to write your own. If not, you've got my double stop arrangement for reference. We do these lessons every month. I hope you've enjoyed learning Old Dangerfield. Please hit like and subscribe while you're here, or head over to mandomike.com for all the previous free lessons, just like this one that we've done over the last few years. And we'll see you next month.